475. Myself was formed a carpenter, an unpretending time. My plane and I together wrought before a builder came. To measure our attainments, had we the art of boards sufficiently developed, he'd hire us at halves. My tools took human faces, the bench where we had toiled. Against the man persuaded, we'd temples build, I said. 476. We pray to heaven, we prate of heaven, relate when neighbors die. At what o'clock to heaven they fled, who saw them wherefore fly? Is heaven a place, a sky, a tree? Location's narrow way is for ourselves. Unto the dead there's no geography. But state and dowel, focus, where? Omnipresence fly. 477. He fumbles at your soul, as players at the keys. Before they drop full music on, he stuns you by degrees. Prepares your brittle nature for the ethereal blow, by fainter hammers further heard, then nearer, then so slow. Your breath has time to straighten, your brain to bubble cool, deals one imperial thunderbolt that scalps your naked soul. When winds hold forests in their paws, the universe is still. 478. Just once, O least request, could adamant refuse so small a grace, so scanty put, such agonizing terms? Would not a god of flint be conscious of a sigh, as down his heaven dropped remote, just once, sweet deity? 479. Because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me. The carriage held but just ourselves and immortality. We slowly drove, he knew no haste, and I had put away my labor and my leisure too, for his civility. We passed the school where children strove at recess in the ring. We passed the fields of gazing grain, we passed the setting sun. Or rather, he passed us. The dews drew quivering and chill. For only gossamer my gown, my tippet only tulle. We paused before a house that seemed a swelling of the ground. The roof was scarcely visible, the cornice in the ground. Since then 'tis centuries, and yet feels shorter than the day I first surmised the horses' heads were toward eternity. 480. He fought like those who've naught to lose, bestowed himself to balls, as one who for a further life had not a further use. Invited death with bold attempt, but death was coy of him, as other men were coy of death, to him to live was doom. His comrades shifted like the flakes when gusts reverse the snow, but he was left alive because of greediness to die. 481. Fame of myself to justify, all other plaudit be, superfluous, and incense beyond necessity. Fame of myself to lack, although my name be else supreme. This were an honor honorless, a futile diadem. 482. Wolfe demanded during dying, which obtained the day. General the British, easy, answered Wolfe, to die. Montcalm his opposing spirit rendered with a smile. Sweet, said he, my own surrender, liberty's beguile. 483. Most she touched me by her muteness, most she won me by the way she presented her small figure, plea itself for charity. Were a crumb my whole possession, were there famine in the land, were it my resource from starving, could I such a plea withstand? Not upon her knee to thank me sank this beggar from the sky, but the crumb partook, departed, and returned on high. I supposed when sudden such a praise began, 'twas as space sat singing to herself and men. 'Twas the winged beggar, afterward I learned, to her benefactor making gratitude. 484. From blank to blank, a threadless way, I pushed mechanic feet, to stop or perish or advance, alike indifferent. If end I gained, it ends beyond, indefinite disclosed. I shut my eyes and groped as well, 'twas lighter to be blind. 485. The whole of it came not at once, 'twas murder by degrees, a thrust, and then for life a chance, the bliss to cauterize. The cat reprieves the mouse, she eases from her teeth, just long enough for hope to tease, then mashes it to death. 'Tis life's award to die, contenteder if once, then dying half, then rallying, for consciouser eclipse. 486. He told a homely tale, and spotted it with tears. Upon his infant face was set the cicatrice of years. All crumpled was the cheek, no other kiss had known, than flake of snow divided with the redbreast of the barn. If mother in the grave, or father on the sea, or farther in the firmament, or brethren had he, if commonwealth below, or commonwealth above, have missed a barefoot citizen, I've ransomed it alive. 487. Presentiment is that long shadow on the lawn, indicative that suns go down, the notice to the startled grass that darkness is about to pass. 488. You constituted time, I deemed eternity, a revelation of yourself, 'twas therefore deity. The absolute removed, the relative away, that I unto himself adjust my slow idolatry. 489. My faith is larger than the hills, so when the hills decay, my faith must take the purple wheel to show the sun the way. 'Tis first he steps upon the vane, and then upon the hill, and then abroad the world he go to do his golden will. And if his yellow feet should miss, the bird would not arise, the flowers would slumber on their stems, no bells have paradise. How dare I therefore stint a faith, on which so vast depends, lest firmament should fail for me, the rivet in the bands. 490. Rests at night, the sun from shining, nature, and some men. Rest at noon, some men, while nature and the sun go on.